What is up, guys? I was just on here talking about my Naboso insoles, and now I'm going to flip to the total opposite end of the spectrum and talk about something with no texture and that's very squishy. All right, so I wanted to come on and just make a little announcement about this particular sandal. These are the Oofos or Oofos. O-O-F-O-S. O-O-F-O-S. Oofos. I found these, I don't remember how exactly, but they are listed on it, and they have very little texture, and they're super squishy, and they're quite rigid. Okay, so why would I be talking about these? If you've seen any of my videos, I'm all about minimalist shoes, you know, that have full flex and totally squishy and going barefoot. And I was just talking about Naboso, which is also fully flexible and textured. Why would I be bringing up this house sandal, right? Or for me, this is a house sandal, and that's the reason. I have very high arched feet, and I work them hard. And sometimes first thing in the morning, they are tight, and I want to baby them. Just like any part of your body, you don't want to jump up and like go straight to like hardcore squatting or pushing weight or resistance training, right? You got to warm your body up. Your feet, however, don't really get a break. Your feet are like, well, if you're going to get to the coffee, you need to use me. So first of all, I tell everyone in my classes, and I posted a little follow along, to wake up your feet before you even get out from under the covers while your feet are hopefully still warm. Do some point and flex, do some circles, wiggle your toes, crunch them and flare, anything you can do under your comforter that's not like, hopefully not pinning your feet down, to just wake up your feet before you put weight on them. And if they feel extra stiff, and you can take a minute, you know, on the side of your bed and like massage your feet a little, right? If you can massage it, if you need to do things like that, absolutely do. Baby your feet. For as much as, I mean, I'm walking around barefoot in my garden on concrete, like you wouldn't think I would say something like baby your feet, but it's not a tough love. It is a little tough love, but it's not a no pain, no gain thing with feet. Like, I want my feet to last. I'm tough on them because that's what they're made for. They're made for doing foot stuff in the world. So after so many years of not letting them do foot stuff and suffering all the physical consequences, I finally decided to start letting them be feet and condition them to be feet. But that doesn't mean that when they're sore or tired or injury prone, right, when they are both those other things, that I don't want to baby them. So this sandal has a nice amount of arch support. I don't know if you can really appreciate that because it's a lot of like distraction on the shoe, but that is the actual arch of the shoe. Like it is rounding the same amount as you see here, right? It's not banked. So it is rounding, and I get these because for after a shower or whatever, just like, you know, they're totally waterproof, or, you know, they're like good shower, they're a good bathroom shoe, or like a gym locker room type of shoe or sandal. But I got this particular one because it's soft and it has good arch support. I have high arch feet, as you've seen in probably in my other videos. I have a high arch and a high instep. So when my feet are tired, I want arch support. And most people tend to want arch support. If you have plantar fasciitis or bunion pain, even, you know, any type of sensitivity, nerve pain in your feet, I just think, you know, give in to them when they're asking for sensitivity, right? So this is my favorite house sandal. I was wearing like a flip-flop for a couple of weeks. What happened was I had them for so long, and then the toe piece snapped. I had them a long time, and I actually I don't remember how I did it, but it tore. I was like, oh shoot. And I was wearing some like pretty nice flip-flops. I can't remember what they're, I'll put in the comments below the brand, but they're a very popular brand, and they're a cute flip-flop, and they're a well-made flip-flop, like in the scheme of flip-flops. But I was noticing, I was like, they don't have the arch support, and they don't have the soft, pillowy cushion that my foot actually really likes first thing in the morning. So really fast, I'm just going to tell you my foot routine in the morning. Like, I don't feel like I'm awake when I have these on. These are pillows for my feet. My foot is still half asleep when I'm wearing these sandals, okay? So this is literally just to like get to the bathroom and get coffee or like get tea or do your morning things. Then I put on socks because my feet are still kind of cold, and I don't need to get my feet like dirty in my house with my dog first thing, right? So I'll put on socks and let them be warmer, but I need my foot to sort of start being activated for my brain to wake up. I've totally noticed that. Wearing these all day is kind of like how I feel if I stay in my pajamas like all day, or I don't ever change out of my like house glasses into contacts or something. I just feel a little like not sharp. So super interesting. That is I don't think that's like placebo weirdness. Well, placebo is real, but you know what I mean. I think it really does have to do with the fact that these are muting my feet. They're muting my nervous system, so my brain is not fully awake because it's got blinders on the feet, which is, we've just talked about how important the sensory portion, the sensory stimulation of your feet is to your brain activation and your muscular activation. So there's a reason that I'm more awake once I'm not wearing these. So I don't walk around in these. I don't go outside. They've made trips to the garden, but not many. They're just for letting my feet wake up in a nice cushiony way. They are not cheap. I got this particular style, which has like a shiny toe thing, which was new. I was like, oh, that's very fancy. Thanks, guys. Still not a shoe I'm going to wear for like fashion purposes, even though you can tell that's not that important to me. But I got it because it was the cheapest one. That was my size. Final thing I'll say on sizing. So foot sizing is weird. I wear like an 8.5 shoe in most women's shoes. But my foot, honestly, that would apply to the length of my foot, toe to heel. And this is an 8 in the Oofos brand. And what's interesting is one of the things that's also that we don't really learn about with foot sizing is there's the length of your foot, and then there's the arch length. So my arch actually corresponds to more like of a size 9, of a woman's size 9. Right? That's this measurement, because just like the rest of our body, some of us have a longer femur, some of us have a longer shin, some of us have a longer leg to torso ratio. That happens in the microcosm of your foot as well. So I happen to have like a 8.5 length foot with a size 9 arch. Okay, and this Oofos as an 8, and it fits my foot toe to heel perfectly, because I don't want a lot of extra toe on a flip flop. It's perfect fit. It's perfect fit. But the arch is a little far forward. I feel the pressure of the arch a little forward. So if this is a shoe that you're looking for, I'm just putting that out there. I have no way of knowing if your arch to foot length, the proportionality. But say I needed to spend more time in these, and I think this is the arch is in the true position. It's my foot that's wonky, I think. Not wonky, but my foot is the disruptive piece. I might put a little extra arch support, like one of those sticky inserts, a little further back to build up the arch where I need it most, which is back here, not so much here. I want to feel it here. But in the meantime, it's better than nothing. It's better. It's certainly better than my flip-flop that has no arch support. And it's, like I said, very soft. And for all my plantar fasciitis sufferers out there, those first couple steps in the morning, I know, I feel your pain. I've been there. These I think would be really nice to have. So this is a long review about my Oofos, but hopefully you check them out if you're in need of a soft shower sandal house shoe that you're not going to wear all day because it's going to mute all of your foot strengthening goals. But if your foot is injured, it might be awesome. And after your foot warms up, you put on socks, you put on your barefoot shoes, or don't put on slides and slippers. Try not to. I'm talking to people who follow me because they're looking for foot strengthening and foot rehab and foot health and all that business. You want to go from this to like a sock if your foot is still cold in the morning, but you want to get barefoot as soon as you can to help your whole body wake up. Again, transition from this, do your ankle circles more, like first thing in the morning, pre-bed. Soft, cushiony, arch-supported sandal. Post this, make sure you've gotten your caffeine, you've gotten some hot liquid in you, whatever it is that you prefer. You're awake. You're more awake. Do your foot circles, do your foot activation, movements seated, and then start walking around in socks or barefoot if you can in your house. Your preference. All right, guys, there's my review. I hope this helps somebody.